Welcome to Pop Culture Promo Wrestling Podcast. Tonight we got a list of topics: Raw, SmackDown, NXT, online announcements, and even Strong Style Evolved. But first, let's go ahead and get to the Ultimate Deletion. Guys, what do you think? Are people loving it or are people hating it?
As far as I can tell, people love it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, us as true wrestling fans are loving it. But Vince McMahon, I don't know if you guys heard this, Hulu actually did not have it as the main event. They took it off.
I haven't watched it, so I'm not sure.
I didn't watch it on Hulu. I watched it live.
Yeah.
Well, so did I. But apparently, fans that have Hulu are really, really mad about this. And this was an inside source says this was Vince's decision on this. I think that was a horrible decision on his because that's what kind of made the night great, and that's what people were looking forward to. And honestly, that was one of the best Raws I've seen in a while.
So you said it didn't go on last.
No, it did not. It didn't go on at all.
Oh, it wasn't included
Oh, it's not.
whatsoever?
No, it wasn't included whatsoever.
Well, I know.
Matt Hardy is mad about it.
I haven't heard that. I know for the live audience, they didn't see it all.
No, live audience didn't see it at all. And
Well, I think they saw it, parts of it, but not all the.
Well, they didn't see. If anybody who has Hulu and watches it on Hulu,
I'm talking about the live audience.
well, the live audience,
I think
I kind of figured they wouldn't do it.
I think they showed like the ending of it.
That was it. Oh, this is it. Okay.
Right.
But
I know they brought Ronda Rousey out.
God, can we not discuss her? Never mind. But yeah, a lot of people are PO'd about that, and Vince has stated is supposed to be stating an apology for it. But honestly, I think this was a very, very good draw. This is what fans have been wanting to see.
I mean, it was true broken Matt. Like we've been waiting.
And we
finally
see Senior Benjamin
I think this was the best booking Matt Hardy's had so far.
Yes.
in WWE.
Yeah. But they booked the Hardy Boys return at last year's WrestleMania. That was an easy book, though.
Yeah.
That was.
I mean, you just show up and you're going to get a pop.
Pure nostalgia.
Right. And then after that, it was kind of, well, okay.
What are we gonna do now?
Right. But even with the broken or woken gimmick,
It got a little lackluster.
yeah, and this feud with Bray Wyatt has not been great.
No, I think
It's not been memorable at all.
I think him throwing in the Lake of Reincarnation is good for both. Good for Matt, that way he can continue on with his WWE career, and good for Bray, kind of give him a little reset button because that whole Bray Wyatt character was running dry. Sadly, it was running dry.
Yeah, he needed a change.
Oh, yeah.
So speaking of Bray,
Just like, how The Undertaker, he evolves.
Mm-hmm.
He started out with the gray gloves, the Western mortician.
right?
Then he went to the Dead Man. Then he went to the Ministry, the American Badass, and now he's back in that Last Outlaw gimmick. Bray Wyatt needs to do that every time. He has to evolve to be relevant.
Like hate throw him out there, but Chris Jericho, he's a good example.
Well, Jericho, see, with Bray and the Undertaker, they have a certain gimmick
True.
that you have to live up to. They have that horror gimmick. So Jericho, I mean, he can come out there just as himself.
Mm-hmm.
So,
With Bray, Kane, the Undertaker, Eric Rowan.
the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah. We'll throw them in there now. They have to evolve to be relevant.
Now, what do you think the plans are for Bray? I mean, we've seen the kind of like the we just seen the outside of it. It's probably just a little stage area they built, but the cabin, the Sister Abigail cabin. Do you think would this be a good time to bring in Sister Abigail again? Kind of nurse Bray back to health.
I've got two scenarios. Do you remember? I think it was back in the winter when Bray and Finn were battling
Yes.
with the demon
Yeah.
and Sister
the whole
Abigail.
Drag queen. Yeah.
I think that kind of Norman Bates feel for Bray Wyatt being Sister Abigail. I like that. And another thing, if you recall on TNA with Jeff Hardy when Matt threw Jeff into the lake. He came back as Brother Nero.
Mm-hmm.
Why not bring Broken Bray into the fold
And join
and be with Matt?
See,
You can have Rebby playing the piano. Now picture this: she's playing the piano, and the camera pans, and there's Bray Wyatt, and he's holding King Maxwell, and he's just singing a nursery rhyme to him.
He's got the whole.
I think that would be so awesome.
That I wouldn't say Maxwell. I'd say his
Or whatever.
Lord
Wolfgang,
Wolfgang.
Yeah.
That would be.
Or why not both? How about Maxwell be at his feet,
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty.
and he's cradling,
cool.
and he's rocking back and forth and singing a nursery rhyme.
And actually have Bray Wyatt join Matt.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. We've already seen Brother Nero.
Yes, technically we've seen Brother Nero. Not
Well,
Jeff
So
Hardy.
do you just have that be a little cameo, or do you make him like a...
Well, with what's happened, within the past 3 weeks, with his arrest,
Mm-hmm.
I think everything.
do you bring him? Are they going to bring him back?
I think-
yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
everything's basically been forgiven.
Yeah, because they would have cut it. They would have cut him out of the Ultimate Deletion.
Yeah.
So
If
how
that
many
was the case.
strikes do you have to have now?
It's 3 strikes, but according to WWE standards, I think no alcohol or marijuana.
Alcohol and marijuana were treated differently.
Yeah, differently.
Okay.
But it was he was 3 times over the limit.
Oh, yeah, on his breathalyzer test,
Yeah.
yeah. I think he was like 2.5 or something like that.
Mm.
But I mean, all wrestlers do
Or
this
0.25, sorry.
during the break. We've seen it before. Maybe it's just one of those little flukes that has happened because of his injury, and he's not wrestled in a while. Maybe he's hurt and he's in pain. Hopefully, it's just something like that. I hope so, because I kind of want to see this Vulcan thing, the Hardy family uprising, come a pretty good stable, especially with your theory about Bray Wyatt joining them.
See, I think if they bring Jeff back, he's going to go in a singles
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
competition.
You don't think they let him do Brother Nero for a while with Matt?
They may, but I mean, right now, the best booking is to book him as a singles competitor. That is how he's going to. He's so over. I mean, just the music and people cheer him. I mean, he's a very good wrestler.
Decent
His matches with Punk were great. Right now, I would say his matches with Styles, Nakamura, Kevin Owens, they would be good.
Mm-hmm.
So just bring him back as a singles competitor.
Now, speaking of his music, would you have him do his own music?
I don't know, because now you're getting into legal rights. Who owns the rights to that music? And
Technically, he reserved all the rights for his music. TNA did not do that.
well, this is WWE though,
Yeah, they're going to want the rights to it.
We'll get more to that.
because if if it's on the network, WWE has to pay Jeff Hardy.
True. Okay. Yeah, I see your point. I see where you guys are going with this. Speaking of WWE and rivalries, what do you guys think about Roman versus Brock Lesnar? How you guys liking this rivalry?
We're done with the Hardy conversation.
Again, I mean,
I don't know, are we?
We didn't talk about
what?
Bray Wyatt.
We just
Possibly.
mentioned him just a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait
I think they should keep him off for 6 months, a year, maybe.
Oh wow,
that year? That long?
this close to Mania?
Maybe.
I do.
I would keep him out past Mania, definitely, yeah.
Because you've already had the Mania match people were wanting to see.
That was a Mania match?
You know where I was going with that.
Has he fallen in the eyes of the WWE?
After the whole JoJo thing, I think so.
Because look, last year's Elimination Chamber, he won the heavyweight championship.
Mm-hmm. Good match, by the way.
He was the fourth match, at last year's WrestleMania.
And lost to, did he lose to
He
Orton?
lost to Randy
Yep.
Orton. And this year, he's not even going to be on the card. He's not even going to be in the building.
I mean,
It's unfortunate, but if you want to rebuild your character, some sacrifices will have to be made for it. And I think if he's smart, he will understand that.
No.
And so will the fans.
Here's my thing. Here's listen at this. He has been in and out of the ring all year. The year I'm looking at is from Mania to Mania here.
Right.
He has been at all the live events. He hasn't been injured. He hasn't been out of action this year. He's been in every show he's been at this whole year. And now he's going to miss out on a Mania payday. You're not
What
going to
would
give
you
him
do
that?
with him at Mania, though?
Yeah, you've already got him in the Lake of Reincarnation, and that video was posted earlier today.
Let him win. Let him win the Andre the Giant
What if
Battle
he can't?
Royal.
Because that helps everyone.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's going to win.
Hey, wait. I just thought of something very, very dumb. What if he came back as Husky Harris?
You're the only one laughing.
And that's the last we heard of Will.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. I mean, they wouldn't do it, but
Oh, I mean,
You bring back Nexus.
yeah.
why not?
Wade Barrett. Please bring back Wade Barrett.
Please, WWE, do it.
Let's book him right this time.
Please. Okay.
But I just think that it's such a disservice to Bray Wyatt if he misses out on Mania on that payday.
You think so?
Yes.
I think it would have been better if they would have held off on this feud and started it the
No.
Monday after Mania.
Mm-hmm. Or you could even let the feud kind of simmer right now
Mm-hmm.
and had Ultimate Deletion on the Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
Which would, that'd be true.
Because you could have put Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt in the Battle Royal and they just eliminate themselves
And have Ultimate Deletion
the next night.
Which the Raw after Mania is always the
Mhm.
best Raw of the year. Which I don't know, Ultimate Deletion's going to have to step it up a notch.
All right.
But yeah, I loved it. Guys, are you giving it a thumbs up?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, very good main event.
It felt like Josh
Oh,
said. It
and I
felt
liked
awesome.
how there was no commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I like that.
Now, do you think they're going to start doing this more often with Matt, like having vignettes at his house, at the compound?
I mean, they're going to do that, yeah, through
Yeah.
social media.
I don't think we'll have another deletion like we saw for quite a while.
Yeah.
Because then it kind of gets old.
Right. Be kind of cool to see, like he did in Impact TNA, whatever the company is called at the time.
Mm-hmm.
How he did there, especially, what was it? Him and Jeff Hardy with the kangaroo, the training session. I forget what he named the kangaroo.
I don't know.
I know he named the giraffe
George
Washington.
Washington, yeah. And he's got a goldfish named Napoleon, which he debuted on WWE. But
I don't see them going as far as holding like a whole pay-per-view at the compound like TNA did.
Anyways, speaking of Mania, you guys want to go ahead and get into Roman versus Brock?
What about it?
What are we going to talk about here?
What did you think about Monday? What happened?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No, and I will tell you why I didn't like it.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you.
Please do.
Thank you, Josh. Let me tell you. Roman is supposed to be suspended from the WWE, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Why is he out there in his attire?
Yep. He should have been at least street
If
clothes.
that was Steve Austin or The Rock, they would have been in normal street clothes.
Now I missed the opening part of it. Did he come?
No, yeah, he came down to the ring
Like obviously, did he come down through the crowd or did he come down the ramp?
ramp.
Down the ramp. Okay.
Yeah. See, he's back. That he should have came over the guardrail.
Yes.
In street clothes.
Yep. In a black hoodie
Yeah.
with the hood up and something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Because you're trying to sneak inside.
Mm-hmm.
You're not there to wrestle. You're just trying to get inside.
Or could have at least done the whole "I bought a ticket."
Yeah. Yeah.
For old school Kevin Nash Scott Hall. We bought tickets.
Like the Miz and R-Truth, like they did in 2011.
And who was it? Goldberg with Brock Lesnar
Mm-hmm.
at No Way Out.
Yeah. I kind of think it makes Lesnar look weak. Because here Roman is handcuffed and now you're beating the crap out.
Right,
And he's supposed to be the MMA fighter. You know, here's the beast.
He's the one that broke the streak.
Right, and you have to beat up a guy in handcuffs
and tied to a stretcher.
Right.
Now I'm gonna mention this. What the heck was with that chair? I know I mentioned it in the live video I did, but what the heck? Does Roman not know how to close the chair?
He was handcuffed.
Was he handcuffed to the chair?
No, but he can only move his hands so far apart.
It's a freaking chair.
It's a chair.
Right. When you're handcuffed.
Anyway, yeah.
And you're trying to close the chair. What would have been better is if he was trying to get the chair and then Lesnar attacked him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what I was kind of getting at.
You know.
The chair spot was horrible.
Well,
They
didn't think it through. You know, Vince probably said 2 minutes before he went out there, hey, grab the chair. He didn't say how to grab the chair, what to do with the chair.
Question: When does WWE ever think things through anymore?
Styles and Nakamura.
Okay, that's kind of obvious, Roy. But
You asked me a question, I gave you an answer.
What about Asuka? That whole ordeal.
There's a plan. It may not be the plan we think.
Yeah, true. Anyway, so we're getting off subject. Sorry.
You're welcome.
Okay, back to what you were saying. Being handcuffed and tied to a stretcher.
Oh, I think I just explained.
Yeah, he finished his.
Okay.
Myself.
I thought
that's all I
made
can
sense.
really say
So
about it.
do you think this is? I know this is probably. We all know this is going to be the end for Brock Lesnar. This is going to be his last Mania.
Which I heard they're in talks with him to try
Yeah.
to sign him again.
Good luck with that.
I think they will.
Dana White's probably going to pull out some cash.
Vince McMahon will pull out more.
Will he? They're struggling. Yeah. Well, they're struggling with ratings and financial problems too.
Let's look and see the past Raws that Lesnar has been on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see what the ratings are.
He's a big draw.
Yeah.
So is Matt Hardy.
Moving on.
Different universes.
Yeah.
Total different universes.
Impact, yeah.
Especially since this is a TV negotiation year too.
Right.
Is this? Oh yes, it is. Do you think they have a good shot with the USA Network?
I don't know.
See, I think WWE will pull out all the stops to try to get Lesnar more dates for TV.
Mm-hmm.
So he can be on USA.
So, question, time out. Speaking of negotiation, will it be smart for them to move away from USA?
It depends what the networks are offering.
Right. We got to see what the financial gain would be.
Yep.
Kind of like how ECW.
For both.
And network restrictions too.
Right.
Like what on? I'm not talking TV. I'm talking WWE network restrictions.
Mm.
So I'm not. I know you guys know I'm a big ECW fan. I know you guys are not. But kind of like how ECW died, they couldn't find the network in time because of how they're censored. You know, they were trying to censor them.
That was it.
Yeah. That was it.
Well, they were back in
the thing with, you know, the rumor is them going to Fox.
Mm-hmm. And we're all going to 2 hours.
Are we going to 2 hours? What's the limits you can do on Fox?
See, I'm not Fox.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, just throwing this out here.
Well, if they,
you know, which would be better for your brand? USA Network, which is owned by NBC Universal, I'm sorry. Or Fox, who's owned by, I don't know.
Disney, I think.
Well, I don't think they own the channel. Do they?
I thought they bought the rights to Fox in general.
I think they bought the Fox, the rights to Fox, except for the sports and the news.
Okay. Well, see, I know that, like Gotham, they won't own that.
Yeah, because
that's DC.
Mark, yeah. I think they're moving to CW though, aren't they?
I think it's about ending, isn't it?
Gotham?
It's about running its course.
Okay, that's a totally different podcast for a different subject. But, yeah, it's almost there, I think.
So, you just have to look at the pros and cons of moving your... Because everyone knows, hey, Raw is going to be on this channel at 8 o'clock every Monday. Mm-hmm. So now you're going to have to teach the audience a whole different setup.
Versus the setup you're already used to. But
we'll see.
And they've been on USA for how many years now?
Quite some time.
Yeah.
Going on close to, they went back to USA in 2006.
I'm not sure.
Because 2005 was when Bischoff got fired, and that was on Spike TV. I remember that much. I want to say it's 2006.
So 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah. See, where were they beforehand? Spike TV, USA,
TNN.
Or TNN.
Yeah.
The Nashville network.
So what if they Fox gives them the green light for another kind of Attitude Era type deal?
It won't happen.
Because of children?
It doesn't need to happen.
Yeah. You've got a product now. They are...
The reality era, right? This is the era we're in, reality?
That's whatever you want to call it. They're already trained on a certain level. They know what to do and what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in and throw a monkey wrench and say, hey, this is fine now, and this is fine, and this is fine, you're going to mess up that character. Because now, for instance, the women.
Mm-hmm.
The women's revolution, let's say Bailey. Let's just throw her in. You know, if you say, hey,
Of course.
You can bleed, or hey, you can use a chair, or you can do this or that.
The chair thing is kind of falling back to WWE's health and wellness side too, though, not just the TV restrictions,
right?
Because the whole
and the
concussion stuff,
right? I mean, this is the world we live in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've got the NFL concussion lawsuits
CTE,
and something like
that. Yeah.
So I mean,
WWE lawsuits and all that.
And nobody. You go back and you watch Mick Foley, Terry Funk, and you see them get hit in the head with a steel chair. You're kind of like, I don't really want to watch this anymore, because I know how those guys are
and ended up
today. You know, I know their lives are pretty much painful. You know, everyday struggles for them. So you don't really want to
do that.
Yeah. That's just me.
I'm talking about like kind of reinventing characters like Roman. Kind of giving them a free reign. Or someone in creative do something. Hire Josh. He'd do better in creative.
You can't give free reign in this day and time.
No.
There's no way.
Too many people. Too afraid to make too many people mad?
No, because you have a story that you have to stay with. If you do... no offense, I love Hulk Hogan. Mm-hmm. But even today, you can give Hulk Hogan a free reign. You have to stick with the story you're trying to tell.
Yeah, I mean, look at TNA.
You have to stick with the story you're trying to tell.
Trying to.
So.
Yeah, you have to have a story in order to sell a product. I get what you're saying.
You can't have someone say, okay, I don't like that, I'm changing it right now. You have to sit down.
Then you just break out to shoot arguments in the middle of the ring.
Yeah. You have to sit down. You have to have a plan worked out.
Mm-hmm. For reinventing.
You have to follow that plan to the end so you get the payoff.
Mm-hmm.
So you think either way, the restrictions on reinventing characters, I get trying to follow a storyline, but after the storyline ends, what do you do with them?
You have another story.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a continuous door.
But do you think that's why some fans are getting sick of seeing the same character and same story over and over again?
No, I think the thing with the fans, we're getting sick of the ones who we see as non-deserving, as someone who doesn't need the push, and who are getting pushed to the moon and back, and you've got someone over here who's not getting a push or no spotlight, who deserves it.
Can I do an example?
Yeah.
Kind of like how Roman, he's getting shoved down our throats, versus Finn Balor, who we'd love to see win the Universal Championship.
Again.
Yeah. Well, see,
because even on Twitter, dude,
I don't think Roman is getting shoved down our throats so much as Roman's character needs to change, so him getting quote unquote shoved down our throats will make it a lot better to deal with.
I think that's the only thing he needs. Just change character.
Roman would be a heck of a heel.
Yes, absolutely.
He needs a new theme.
Yes, it needs a different attire.
A new everything.
And a new theme. I'm glad he doesn't come through the audience anymore. We've worked on that. You know.
Too dangerous.
Yeah. But, you know.
What if they do another Samoan SWAT team with the Usos?
Okay, I mean,
just a little idea.
Who are they going to go up against?
I mean, they want to create stables.
The club?
Have the Undisputed Era come up. I think how we talk about all the time having a tag team revolution.
Wait a minute, who's going to be the heel and the face? Which teams? Because Undisputed Era would not work as a face.
No.
I'm sorry.
Samoan SWAT team would work as a face, I think.
They got a heck of a... The Usos got a heck of a pop in Corbin, Kentucky.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
I was not either. I think I looked at you and was like, what?
Yeah, what's that?
What's happening? But I think, well, that's a good example of reinventing character. I think. Because I like them more now than I ever had.
I like them, but I don't. I mean, they're okay.
They're better than what they was.
They're not just plain, boring face paint.
Yeah.
They actually have something going on
Come out and
now.
slap their chests and scream.
And the rivalry with the New Day it's going great. But speaking of SmackDown, what you guys think about Daniel Bryan returning and finally being cleared?
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
I wasn't going to do it.
Yes.
I was not going to do it, but I am freaking stoked.
I am so happy. I cannot wait.
What do you think his plans are?
I think it's obvious.
I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah. Miz and him and Miz?
No.
I'm kidding.
I can see that for SummerSlam.
That's what I was about to say. You save that for SummerSlam.
Have him
you
get
save
drafted
that for
Raw, or have Miz get drafted to SmackDown.
Yeah, because Miz is going to lose the Intercontinental title.
Yep.
At Mania. Finn Balor.
Okay.
Are we all?
Yeah.
I mean,
correct? Okay.
I would be all right for whoever wins in that match. I'm pretty excited about it.
I just don't. I think you give the belt to Finn because he needs it the most right now. Because Seth could go out and win the Universal tomorrow, and everyone would be like, "I believe that."
Yep.
Finn.
Yeah, no. Anyways, back to what you're saying.
You send Miz to SmackDown and say you kept me down, or say
you were one of the very few people that didn't believe I'd come back, or something like that.
Do it. Make it seem like he's blaming Daniel for losing the Intercontinental belt.
Like your announcement of coming back to the ring has been on my
overshadowed
mind all the time.
Yeah.
Did you see the Twitter post he put when that was announced?
Miz, doing the clap,
clapping.
Yeah.
I was like, oh boy.
We have to get Daniel in the Miz at some point.
That'd be a fantastic.
No.
Because that's actually what I was thinking when Tuesday when the announcement came down that he was cleared. I said we have to get the Miz and Daniel Bryan.
Now, speaking of Daniel Bryan being cleared, and speaking of someone who might win the WWE World Championship at Mania, will we finally see the reason Shinsuke Nakamura came to WWE in the first place? Daniel Bryan versus Shinsuke, the American Dragon versus the King of Strong Style.
That depends on how Daniel Bryan's Mania match goes.
I'm going to say right now, no.
Later on, maybe.
Because that will be... I think you're going to use Daniel. He's not coming back full time.
No.
I think that's our... I think he said that before, that he would not be full time.
He'd do part-time money.
I think it was 60 days. It was what he was negotiating.
So...
Because his contract's up after Mania,
September 1st. The date of All In.
Whoa, hang on.
No,
he wouldn't do that.
Dang it.
No.
That'd be pretty cool, though.
No.
Well, even that, I think you have to wait 90 days before you can be back on television.
No complete clause.
Yeah.
No compete clause.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's standard practice.
That's not a surprise for anybody.
Wait, but doesn't WWE have a policy? But never mind. I was going to say.
Now WWE can say, "Hey, yeah, it's okay for you to be on TV,
good negotiations,
or go to other promotions and be on television." That's but they have to approve that. But getting back to the question, right now I do not see Daniel Bryan against Shinsuke.
Be nice to see.
It would. But he's going to be so limited to what he does, you've got to get the big matches out of the way first. You've got to get the Miz out of the way. Obviously, I think we're going to get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn first.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel and Shane against KO and Sammy.
Yeah.
Then at SummerSlam, build up for the Miz. And I think you book Nakamura as your world champion, but you can't do that for Daniel Bryan. Not right now. I mean, who knows down the road you may can, but I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed.
I don't think they'll put a title on Bryan until, because he's getting tested after every match.
Right. I don't think they'll ever put a belt on him.
I don't think he needs it.
No, he don't need it.
He doesn't.
Absolutely not. So what do you think will be plans for him?
For WrestleMania?
Or just him in general? Just in general.
I see him in the tag match with Shane at Mania, and then at SummerSlam with The Miz.
Okay, I can see that.
I don't know about next WrestleMania. You have to.
What we see next? The Yes Movement.
I mean, he'll win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal next year, right?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh God, would you get off that, man? Come on.
Would you? Let me ask you this: would you rather see Daniel take on Shinsuke first, or AJ Styles?
Oh,
I think AJ Styles would be a better match.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was fixing to get to. If Styles loses, I think Daniel and Styles would have a heck of a match.
How about Finn Balor, Seth Rollins?
You're pushing it.
Which one?
I'd have to go with
I think he'd be a better match with Seth.
Seth?
Yeah.
Because Seth can be the heel.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Daniel Bryan will never be heel.
No. He can't.
No.
Not again.
He's too over.
Yeah.
Even when he was heel, no one would boo him.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of heel and Balor, do you think they're ever going to turn Balor Club heel?
Eventually. When the time's right.
Right
now you can't.
Bullet Club?
Right now you can't. Because you got the club going against Ms. Taraj.
Oh, speaking of which, did you guys see the BCOG shirts?
Yes.
I want one. Jesus, I want one.
It's nice.
Sorry. Let's go ahead and SmackDown. What do you guys think about it? SmackDown Live.
I haven't watched it.
I didn't watch a lot of it.
I watched.
Okay.
Well, let me rephrase that. I watched the opening and the ending, and that's it.
I definitely watched the opening.
And that was just through
I think that's all I watched.
Social media because I have to work on Tuesdays. I love, Daniel Bryan showing us that, hey, I'm not afraid to take a bump. I like that. I think, obviously, he was a little rusty. Mm-hmm. But he's going to work those kinks out.
Yeah, those corner drop kicks were awful.
Yeah. Were you like me when you saw it? You kind of held your breath.
Oh, I was cringing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So.
Because he came close to hitting his head a few times.
But he'll be the Daniel Bryan that we all know and love in due time.
Yeah.
Anything else happen on SmackDown that I'm not aware of? Anybody?
Well, there was that attack from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And that bump that kind of scared me there for Shane McMahon, but it's Shane McMahon. I wasn't really that concerned.
Yeah.
But no,
that was last week.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say Shane McMahon was on this week.
Was it last week?
Yeah, it was last week.
Oh, well, never mind. Sorry.
Because KO and Sammy beat up Daniel.
Yes,
this week.
Right. Sorry.
And they hit him with that powerbomb
on the apron. Oh man, yeah.
Good bump.
Hardest part of the ring.
Good bump though.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get past SmackDown. NXT.
Was there nothing else on SmackDown worth talking about?
The only other thing was, who was it? One of the Usos teamed with Big E in a tag team match.
That was last week again.
No, this was this week.
No, that was last week.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Was it last
week? This week it was a singles match.
Yeah,
I think.
you're right. Sorry.
Were there any confrontation with Shinsuke and AJ?
None.
None?
I don't think so.
None whatsoever.
I don't believe so. I'll look.
This close to WrestleMania, and we don't have.
There's no way
I'll
there
look
was
again
none.
for you. WWE.
Roy, would you like to give us some intermission music?
Yeah.
We shall be back with.
See, that's my problem right now with WWE. I know that Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, their match writes itself. But you have to give us just a little bit of booking here. Give us a little story. You know, you don't have to mention Wrestle Kingdom, but you can mention Japan. You've done it before. So I hope there's a little something between the two of them without, at least come out and point to the WrestleMania sign. I mean, everyone else has between now.
Okay, Jinder Mahal.
So...
Well, there was Jinder Mahal being added.
We all seen that coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the U.S. Championship match.
Yes.
So it's Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal and Bobby Roode, correct?
Correct.
Will that make the card, or will that be the pre-show?
I'm
gonna be honest. I wasn't listening.
Will that make the main card?
Which match? Sorry.
The U.S. Championship match.
US
that should be main card.
Main card?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think.
What doesn't make the main card?
The Battle Royals.
Yeah.
You're going to have to put some other... Obviously, I think the Cruiserweight...
Oh, yeah, that'll be on the pre-show.
Does pre-show. And I'm going to go with Nia Jax and Alexa as a pre-show.
Yeah. I can see that. So it looks like Rusev took on Shinsuke.
Yeah. There was no interaction with Shinsuke or...
Oh, wasn't AJ at ringside?
Yes, he was.
On commentary?
He's watching the match from a chair next to the announcers.
Yes.
Nakamura wins the match, and then Aiden English and Rusev double team Nakamura. Then AJ takes his time getting his jacket off and getting into the ring. Or he doesn't enter the ring. And Nakamura fights him off and stands tall. And then there's a backstage interaction segment between the two.
Okay.
Okay, there it is.
So AJ takes his time getting up to help Nakamura.
Yep. Takes his jacket off slowly.
In quotations there.
Okay. With the rumor that AJ was injured at a live event, is he really hurt?
That'd be.
Are they keeping him off or away from action because he's injured, and they're just doing this to
promote
do a smoke and mirrors kind of gimmick?
Well, he was added back to the live events starting this weekend in 8-man tag matches.
Oh, well.
So
there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have to take a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to be the workhorse right now.
So, you guys pretty stoked about this match at Mania?
I just hope AJ's not hurt.
Mm-hmm.
They've already confirmed he was greenlighted for Mania, though, right?
I mean, he's still on live events, so I mean, yeah. As of now.
As of now, but a lot can happen between now and Mania.
What happens? Let me throw this out there. What happens if AJ's hurt and he can't go?
Then they'll probably strip the title.
What do you do? You've already put so much. Here we go again. I've said this a million times already. You've already thrown out that picture of AJ and Shinsuke a million times for WrestleMania.
I think it's actually Shinsuke's profile picture on Twitter.
It is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what do you do? You want my answer? What we just talked about. If you can't have AJ, you put Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And
but then what would you do?
Put it for the belt, put it for the championship, and you have Shinsuke win.
You have Daniel Bryan go down on his first match.
Yeah. Because I think it's that big of a profile match that the fans will not boo Shinsuke Nakamura. Mm-hmm. It's going to be like Rock and Hogan from WrestleMania 18. The fans, they love both of them, and that's what's going to happen if you had those two go against each other. That would be the biggest WrestleMania match of the past 10 years.
Agreed. And again, that would be the whole reason Shinsuke signed in the first place with WWE.
Yeah.
Because he said, I want to face Daniel Bryan.
This generation, I'm not counting Taker and Shawn, because I think that was a whole different generation ago that saw that match.
I think that was a cross-generation match that was witnessed.
This generation, Daniel and Shinsuke would be this generation's Shawn and Taker.
And no one's seen a match there's actually not been a good, I'm quoting that, main event match in a while.
That wouldn't be the main event. Daniel and Shinsuke would not be your main event.
No.
It's going to be Cena and Taker.
I think it's going to be Lesnar and Reigns.
Again,
I think it'd be Cena and Taker, if Taker shows up.
I doubt it. I think it's going to be Cena and Kane.
No.
No,
We're
that's
getting
this
that
Monday.
So,
Hey, let me... Getting back to Daniel. See, you could book this by having AJ Styles come back when he's healthy and say, hey, you didn't beat me for that championship. I didn't lose the belt. And at SummerSlam, you can have the rematch. AJ Styles against Shinsuke Nakamura for the title.
that would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Oh. That's just something there.
That would
And
be,
those scenarios is only if AJ can't go. And I hope that's not true.
right. And hopefully AJ, if he is injured,
I think if they were worried about it,
they wouldn't put him on live events.
he would be off everything until Mania.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens in the coming weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
let me
go ahead.
pause just for a moment. We were talking about Cena and Kane this Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully debut American Badass Undertaker.
How awesome would it be after Cena beats Kane? If no,
Yeah, it's gonna
No.
happen. It's probably gonna happen. But
what? How awesome would it be for Sting to come out
okay, you're dreaming, buddy.
and say, "You're having the match that I wanted. I can never have this match."
Or no, you want the match.
Yeah, you're wanting the match that I wanted, and I can never have this match. So you know what? You shouldn't have the match.
And have Sting and Cena at...
No, because Sting can't go.
No. Sting's done.
Okay, where are you getting at here?
I'm saying you have Sting come out, say you're having the match that I wanted, or you're wanting to have the match that I wanted, and I can never have.
Mm-hmm.
So you should never have it. You should respect that the Undertaker has retired. Let the dead man stay dead. And the crowd can boo or cheer or whatever.
They would probably cheer.
Let's be honest, they'd be dead.
And then, and then have the lights go out. And you hear the gong. And have the lights come back on. And Taker can be in the ring. Or, he can send some message.
No, Taker is next to Sting.
Yeah, I just want some interaction between Taker and Sting while we still can.
You're wanting that so bad.
I've always wanted this match.
Everybody should want this match.
I'm sorry.
See, there's two matches that I want, and we will never get these. I want the Crow Sting versus The Undertaker, and the Surfer Sting against Shawn Michaels.
Okay, why Surfer Sting against Shawn Michaels?
Look at the times. They were the two, just like The Undertaker. The Undertaker is the WWE General. Sting, the Crow Sting, was WWE General.
You mean WCW?
Or WCW General. Look at the times. Shawn Michaels, he was not so much an in-ring general, but he was the man. He was the champion. Look at Sting. At the same time, he was they were transitioning to Hulk Hogan, but he was the champion.
True.
So I just want those, and the story they could tell would be great.
I think when Sting came in at Survivor Series and did what he did to Triple H, I think that should have been kind of a one-off for them. Wouldn't really make maybe a month story out of it till around Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Then had the Sting versus Taker match. Have the actual WWE versus WCW match. Because what they did at Mania was okay, and it would have been just fine if it was for Monday Night Raw.
Mm.
Like, it was something like that for Monday Night Raw, or
I'm
a
sure
smaller pay-per-view. That would have been fun. It'd been perfect.
I'm sure here in the coming weeks we'll talk more about our dream cards for WrestleMania.
Yes.
I think we're going to do a whole podcast
Next week
on our dream card.
Mm-hmm.
But
we'll debate this more next week. But I see where you're coming from, and I
would
like
that be
your
a good
idea. Yeah.
Because I was watching it live, and I was like, and I had a friend of mine watching it. He's like, "This sucks. I was okay with this, but this is awful." He
Right.
was mad.
Well,
And he was a huge WCW fan, like you yourself.
mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm pretty mad at this, man.
Okay. Well, we'll move on and talk some more about this next week.
All right, so let's go ahead and go to NXT now. On Twitter, William Regal announced that he has an announcement to make
Mm-hmm.
that will change the landscape of NXT forever. I think we all know what this is. It's finally, they're going to show the taping of the debut of not one, but two major wrestlers to ever step foot in WWE. I think. And that's EC3 and Ricochet.
Is that what he's talking about, or is he talking about the North American title?
I think he could be talking about all three. Because I think they were announced all three at the taping, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about EC3. I don't know a lot of his work. Because I'll be honest with you guys, I don't watch a lot of Impact.
I don't either.
If I see anything about Impact, it's just through social media.
May I?
Go ahead, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
EC3, he was brought in as... sorry. He was brought in as Dixie Carter's nephew.
Okay.
As her kind of, here, I can't wrestle, but he can. And it was kind of like...
What's his name?
Ethan Carter.
Ethan Carter. The third.
Yeah. EC3.
Okay.
Was-
I didn't know that, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
But he, it was kind of a goofy character. It was like, oh god, this is going to be a horrible gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
But then it worked. One point in time, Jim Ross himself has even said, EC3 is a perfect example of what a wrestler should be in today's.
Okay.
Let me interrupt you for a second. There's a match. It's Broken Matt versus Broken EC3.
Oh my god.
Really?
I was getting to that.
You need to check that out.
You do need to check that out.
Yeah, I'll have to.
EC3 won the title, I want to say, how many times did he win the TNA World Championship? He won it quite a few times. Let me just use old trusty Google here.
See, I know more about Ricochet than I do about EC3.
Hang on just a moment.
I just know the name. Everybody's like, oh, EC3. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Neat.
I can get behind this guy.
Let me see how many times he's won the title.
It looks alright.
Yeah, right. I mean, he looks like a professional wrestler.
Right.
I've never saw, to my knowledge, I've never seen him in the ring.
He won the TNA Heavyweight Championship 2 times, and did the Impact, that stupid Grand Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he won that 1 time. Feast or Fired, he got the pink slip. But he was the one that won the World Title Series in 2016. And that was a huge push, and people were excited for it. That was one of the glimpses and hopes that Impact had of having kind of like a, we have something rolling here.
Okay.
We can actually make this happen. But of course, we know today it's not really going to happen, but we'll get to them later. But EC3 is one of those talents that WWE had an eye on. He was actually in WWE. I forgot who.
Derek Bateman.
Derek Bateman, thank you.
He was on the classic NXT.
Yeah.
The game show.
Yeah, the game show NXT. Then he was let go.
Mm-hmm.
Then
I don't remember this.
And that's when he went to TNA. But
see, if Impact would be on an actual network
I think it'd be
channel,
no. We'll get.
I would watch it.
We'll get to Impact here later. We'll get to.
Well, I'm just saying that I would actually get to watch Impact.
So
because I do not get the channel.
So with you not knowing who EC3 is, and I gave you kind of a little brief history.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about Ricochet, sadly. So
do you watch Lucha?
Yeah, I know he is Prince Puma.
Yes, very good, very athletic. Puts you in a lot of. He works that style of Zack Sabre Jr. What's the other gentleman? He's on New Japan and Ring of Honor.
Ospreay?
Yes, Ospreay. Actually, go back and watch Ospreay versus Ricochet.
People keep telling me about that.
From Progress Wrestling. Oh my goodness, it's so good.
People keep referencing
Ricochet. He's a good Kentucky boy.
Paducah, right?
Yeah, born and raised in Paducah, Kentucky.
Wow.
I hope he goes to the moon and back. I really do. I see him maybe in the cruiserweight division.
I hope
because he's such a small wrestler, but he can go, and he will be great in NXT. It's when they call him up to the main card is when we get a little scared, obviously.
Well, speaking of NXT, they're getting these indie darlings like crazy. They're picking them up one by one. Don't you think, and since they're getting the North American title soon, that'll be what, their third title, kind of like their Intercontinental title?
Well, actually, it's their fourth.
Well, fourth. You know what I mean. Their third singles title.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you're gonna have a tag team title. Don't you think that maybe they should revolt? They should have like a little revolt against going to the main roster and saying, "Hey, we like it here."
No, I mean that's saying I don't want money.
Yeah, there's a huge pay difference. Even if you're
because
like Todd Dillinger, you're still making loads more doing what he's doing now than he was in NXT.
I mean, you're going from NXT, which is taped 3 weeks
ahead,
in one setting.
Mm-hmm.
You're going from that to a weekly on live national television every week.
But the only bad thing is you can't have matches. Like you can't.
You're not guaranteed that. I mean, if you're good, I think you will get there no matter what. You know, look at Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
he got beat by Sheamus twice.
Once at WrestleMania.
Twice at WrestleMania.
Was it twice?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, got beat 3 times. 3 years in a row.
One was what, 10 seconds?
Yeah.
For the World Championship?
Yes. And look at him now. He is a sure first round ballot Hall of Famer.
For that short career.
Because he showed that he had the heart. Before all these indie darlings came to the WWE, he was the one that outshined. He was the first one to shine the light for what we have now.
Now going back to indie darlings.
That's my theory.
Going back to indie darlings, who do you think kind of paved the way for him? Daniel Bryan or CM Punk? Or both?
See,
it's tough. I know.
It's tough, but now Punk, he had the training in OVW. Daniel Bryan was brought in straight
from ROH
to Nexus, right?
I think so. I think you're right. He was on
because he was part of the Tough Enough. What was it called?
NXT.
Oh, was that?
Yeah, it was
okay,
NXT.
I'm
It's
sorry.
always been NXT.
That was the same kind of. That was the same kind of NXT that EC3 was on.
Okay.
It was like Tough Enough.
Because Wade Barrett won that competition that Daniel Bryan was.
Who was his mentor?
Who? Daniels?
No, Bryce. Not Bray.
Barrett. Jericho.
Oh, wow. Okay, surprised you remember that.
Miz was Bryan's.
Yeah. Coincidentally.
Yeah.
Coming full circle.
Uh-huh. See, I want to say Daniel Bryan paved the way, because CM Punk had the training, he had Paul Heyman behind him. Daniel Bryan didn't have that.
So Daniel Bryan
was fired from the WWE.
What?
Twice.
How?
And brought back. They brought him back the first time at SummerSlam, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then they fired him again.
And
because they didn't have anything to
do with him.
Yeah.
Now, what if Daniel Bryan decided to not re-sign with WWE? What if he went back to ROH to finish up?
At this point, he'd be crazy.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He would be losing so much money.
Yeah, he's going to stay with the WWE because
they cleared him finally.
Yeah, he's going to wrestle. This is what he's wanted for years. Yep. And here we go. His first match back will be at WrestleMania, and Shane and Daniel's winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way KO and Sammy win this match.
Right.
Shane's finally going to win his first WrestleMania match, and I think ever.
Yeah.
Right, so.
You're right. It's his first. It would be his first.
So, I mean, Daniel, to my looking at him and knowing what, how he is and how he acts, over the years, he's not going anywhere. Now, if WWE has said, no, you can never wrestle, that's a different story.
Now, if they would have said
Daniel's going to go where he can participate.
I would say.
And he needs to. Because if you have every doctor saying, yeah, he can wrestle, but you have that one saying, I don't know. Come on, man. Just let him go.
And that's the one WWE listens to.
Yeah.
Because it was their doctor.
Yeah. And I understand it's insurance purposes and all this, but
I don't even think WWE offers insurance to their wrestlers, do they?
They've got the wellness program. Jeff Jarrett,
mm-hmm.
Scott Hall. If you're addicted to drugs, alcohol, they will send you to rehab for free. That's how Jeff Jarrett's going into.
What about Vader? You're funny.
What's the truth?
What about Vader?
It's the Addicts Hall of Fame.
What about Vader? Yeah, he just went into open heart surgery.
I heard about that.
It happens Monday.
This Monday?
Yes. Yeah.
Has anyone heard anything from him?
He announced something the other day, and I told him, good luck and God bless you. Hopefully everything does go okay on Twitter.
Okay, if Vader's listening, for some odd chance that Vader is listening to this, I want to clear everything I've ever said about him.
Okay.
Vader, you are one of my favorite, if not my all-time favorite monster. And when I met you at WrestleCon last year, there was some, I don't know if you were having a bad day or what, but, things happen. And I would love to meet you again to actually get to talk to you this time, and shake your hand. And because I think you are the greatest monster, one, if not the greatest monster of all time. And I wish you the best of luck, the best of health, and I hope to get to meet you again one day. And maybe get a figure signed or something signed by you in a red colored pen. But that's all I gotta say.
That was for Big Man Vader, correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you, buddy. That was on put on Periscope for you.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
But Vader
on Twitter. So.
But I like him. I love him. I thought he was treated like garbage in WWE. I thought he should have had a whole lot better run than what he did. But that's just that's all I gotta say about that, Forrest.
Thank you, Gump.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate that. Let me get that put. Josh, take it away, buddy.
Oh, what's next on your?
We have speaking of trademarks, we was talking about it earlier. WWE has trademarks for Bobby Roode, TJP, Brian Kendrick, Rick Swann, and who else? You was telling me earlier.
Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe has always owned his name.
Mm-hmm.
So now if WWE does this trademark, He doesn't own it anymore.
Does AJ Styles still own his name?
That's a good question. I would say yes, but what's his real name? I know it's not Styles, but but Samoa Joe.
Let's all go to the Google.
He's always, it's kind of like CM Punk. He's always been known by this certain name. Why? I would hate to see Samoa lose that name.
Alan Neil Jones is
Okay.
AJ Styles.
So it's not even it's A.N. Jones. What do you think, Josh?
I'd say, I mean, it's surprising. I mean, obviously if he's letting them like trademark his name,
Mm-hmm.
then he's like, I'm going to be here for a while, so why not? I don't know if there's some kind of pay that like they paid him to trademark it, because I know that can be a thing sometimes. What would they need to trademark it for?
Right. That's what I'm thinking. See, I don't know the ins and outs of this, so the legal department and all this,
yeah,
but
I don't have a clue.
why do you want to do this?
Nah.
So you always have that name,
Well,
so you can't.
Well, in Bret Hart's memoir, one of the rules that his dad wanted him to follow was make sure you keep your name. He said hands down one of his names, and he had a point. I mean, look, a good example, a very good example would be the Diesel and Razor Ramon thing that happened when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash left for WCW. We got fake Diesel and fake Razor.
Right.
Which was Kane and what was the other guy's name?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. A very chubby, not so much a lookalike of Scott Hall.
I mean, I guess we'll just have to see how this plays out.
Well, we got to talk about indie darlings. Let's talk about All In. Josh, did you hear about the announcements?
Seen a few. Pentagon
Yep, Pentagon Jr.
and Ray Phoenix.
I have announced it.
Yeah.
And that does confirm that those two, Cody, the Young Bucks, Marty, Hangman Page, Stephen
Amell.
Thank you. Kenny Omega and Tessa Blanchard.
Mm-hmm.
I like me some Tessa.
Has all been confirmed, and which coincidentally she's actually going to be at NoxCon.
Fanboy
NoxCon,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
can't wait to meet Emperor Palpatine.
What?
From Star Wars.
Is he going to be there too?
Yes,
he was
he's
just at LexCon.
Right, he's the big draw this year.
Really?
Yeah.
He really wasn't that big of a draw in LexCon this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Time for round 2.
The Four Horsemen are going to be there.
Yes, that's one reason I want us all to go.
Not really. I've met Arn,
I like
met
to go meet
Rick.
Ric Flair.
I like to.
I met Flair.
I've met
Okay,
Flair
cool.
before.
Good for you.
I'd like to get him to sign my defining moments.
He'll woo
Figure.
you. Have a woo off with the man. I dare you. I'll periscope it.
That's quite alright.
He called me Fat Boy. At when I met him at Days of the Dead, he was doing a little promo for everybody, and he called me a Fat Boy. And usually, I'm kind of insecure about my weight,
just like Ric Flair,
but I'm
just
like,
Fat Boy.
that's fine. I'm cool with you.
Did you fangirl?
Because I know. Well, I kind of mumbled the whole time.
You just walked away like, woo.
I'm like, it's such an honor to meet you, and I kept on saying that over and over and over and over. And I think it's like, okay, I know it's an honor to meet me. What else you want to talk about? And I didn't say nothing else.
It's an honor.
It's an honor.
The moment Ric Flair told you to say something else, you were just like,
Well, he didn't say that. I got that vibe that he, wanted to talk about something else. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Here's what I think about wrestling conventions. I think each person, I know it would take forever and a day, should at least get 2 minutes. 2-minute meet and greet.
No,
I don't think I can handle 2 minutes with some of them.
If so, choose.
if you have a question, everyone I've ever talked to, they will usually talk back.
I know you said Sean was
Besides,
like
I hate, Vader. But everyone I've ever talked to, they will, they're cool. So I don't think they would have a problem with you asking a question or two.
Now I know you was talking about Sean when you went to WrestleFit. Was it WrestleFest? WrestleCon. Thank you. You went to WrestleCon. He was like, "Okay, calm down. Let them ask questions. Let them do this."
Yeah, the security his handlers were trying to rush him, and he would sign and take a picture and sign and take a picture, and people were trying to ask him a question. They were rushing him off. He's like, "Well, let's slow down just a little bit, guys." And so, we had a little bit more interaction.
So what? I know I never asked you this, but what'd you ask him?
What I asked him?
Yeah.
I just told him I'd been a fan of his for many years, and actually, funny story. Me and my wife got a picture with Sean, but he thought it was just going to be with me. So he's over there and he's sitting down, and I've got my hand on his shoulder, and I'm waiting for Heather to come and get in the picture.
Oh.
So he's just posing, and he's like, he looks and he says, "Did you get the picture?" And his handler's like, "There's one more coming into the picture," and he's like, he looks at me, and I'm looking at him, and he's like, Who is it? I thought you were here. And I said, "No, my wife's going to be in it." Oh, come on over. He called her sweetie, and he said it was.
Then you punched him.
Yeah, sweet chin music, sweet shin music, as Mick Foley would do.
Okay, Foley.
But he's he was really cool, and he said I told him it was such an honor to meet him.
How many times?
Once. And he said, the honor is all mine. It's very nice to meet you. And that I didn't ask him anything personal or, like, "Hey, what was your favorite match?" Any of that. But just being there with him and seeing how he interact now with the fans, that was worth going. Because I wouldn't want to have met 94, 95 Shawn.
Yeah.
I think I would not like Shawn Michaels today if I had met that man.
He's pretty bad.
But meeting him in the state of mind he is today, it just reaffirmed me what kind of man he is, and all that. I mean, I don't want to. I want to. I'll say this. I know we all have our different opinions about religion, but Shawn Michaels, he, we all know what kind of man he was, and now that he's found God, and has his religion, he's changed a lot. And I'm happy for him. And I like this Shawn a whole lot better than the Shawn of past.
Now I was going to clarify, share a story.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll share my Flair story because it's kind of embarrassing. It was actually at Fanboy. Met him for the first time. We went to, coincidentally, I should have got an autograph. I didn't. I just got a picture with him. And after I moved out of my dad's, I don't know where it's at because I can never find my pictures of wrestlers that I've taken pictures with. I was down there with a friend of mine who unfortunately passed away later on that year, but his grandma took us. And he's like, dude, that's Flair. I was like, we gotta go. So we stood in line and waited. He goes, "Come on up." He was right state of mind. This is in, I think, 2011. I just stood there. I was frozen. I'm like, my God, it's Flair.
You're right.
What do I do? He goes, "Well, you going to come up?" So I'm nervously, I think I was 16, and I put my arm around him. He gave me a hug. And I was like, "I'm a huge fan." He's like, "Well, that's good." And I got that vibe. Is there anything else? And I was like, "I just got to do one thing." He goes, "What?" I'm like, And I got down on my hands and knees, and I said, "I am not worthy. I am not worthy." He's like, "You are worthy." Actually, no, you're not. Get out of line. Just like that. Classic kill Ric Flair. And I was like, "You're awesome." And I wooed him. And he wooed me back.
I think we could do a whole podcast of meet and greets,
yeah.
Yeah, meet and greets here.
But anyways.
But We must continue.
Yes.
This Sunday is Strong Style Evolved. Josh, shut up. And
Okay.
we have.
Give us the lineup here.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really familiar.
I'll go ahead and give the main ones. We have the Golden Lovers going up against the Young Bucks. That's the main event.
That's the main event.
That's the main event. That is the main event. Yeah, that's what I said. Then you have Jay Wyatt versus Hangman Page for the IWGP
I hope
US
Switchblade
title.
retains. I like him
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
Jay White has to. Yeah.
Then you have Will Ospreay.
I like Hangman though.
I do. He's starting to get over.
Page he's a good wrestler. I like that.
Have you seen the recent thing he did with Joey Ryan? Hangman?
I like the little move he does on the apron.
In case if people are wondering, Roy is not a fan of Joey Ryan.
I do not talk about him. He does not exist.
In our minds, he does, right?
Well,
He's a pretty nice guy.
He really is a nice guy.
oh, there's all kinds of nice people that don't get over.
He gets over though.
He does get over.
Oh, please tell me when he main evented WrestleMania. Better yet, please tell me when he main evented TNA.
He actually was in TNA for a
Better
while.
yet, please tell me when he main evented Ring of Honor.
Actually, I think he has been in Ring of Honor.
Oh, when? Because I've been watching since the start of Ring of Honor. I'm listening.
I can't breathe. Oh my! You really don't like that man, do you?
No, I like the man.
You don't like the gimmick.
No.
You don't like the D flip.
No.
Okay, true. Okay, moving on.
I'll tell you why.
Oh,
Right
God,
quick.
here we go. Jesus.
I cannot bring my 7-year-old niece to watch that.
Okay, you got a point there. I wouldn't let my 3-year-old or 2-year-old
So,
daughter who just.
We can move on now.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
Then we have Will Ospreay go up against Jushin Thunder Liger. I know, right?
How old is he?
Wasn't that supposed to be Mysterio?
It was. That was supposed to be Mysterio, but he got injured. Yeah, I think.
Spicy.
Okay.
I think.
I think he's in talks with WWE.
I don't think WWE's gonna. I think he's too injury prone right now.
I think they've already agreed.
Oh, have they?
From what I've seen online.
Well, isn't now? Ray posted a picture from New Japan on his Twitter.
He did.
So would they still kind of like a Jericho thing?
Probably.
I would think so, yeah.
Okay.
So, I think that match is going to be awesome.
Hey, when's Okada take on Zack Sabre?
That is the next pay-per-view.
Okay. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's going to be.
I don't think Okada loses, but it's gonna be good.
That's gonna be, amazing. Then we have Kushida versus Los.
Close enough.
Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Thank you.
Man.
At least one of us here can say it right.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Los Ingobernables.
Oh, that's not
Them
close.
boys.
Yeah, them boys.
And not the Briscoes.
Nope. They're going up against a 6-man tag team match.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Cody and Marty going up against God. 2 tag team.
Really?
Yes.
Why are they feuding?
Here's what I think, and this is the question I have: is this going to be more stress onto the Bullet Club, building up that stress line that's going to break them apart? You have 2 tag team matches.
It has to be. Why else would they do it?
Let me ask you this: who's booking this? Is it New Japan?
New Japan, yes.
Or is it Ring of Honor?
New Japan.
Or is it the Bullet Club?
It's New Japan.
Because you're having the same matches or the same storyline on 2 different shows. Why would New Japan be booking Ring of Honor? Vice versa, why would Ring of Honor be booking New Japan?
Maybe there's an agreement with him?
I kind of think maybe the Bullet Club are booking this.
To get.
What do you guys think?
I think so, but here's what I think about this whole mess. Is this going to hurt him when All In comes about?
Maybe you just have a big hug fest and, hey, we're all in.
They start singing the All In This Together song from High School Musical.
Cody as the lead.
I mean, Marty would be the lead, right?
Right. No, I don't think it... right now we know it's the Bucks, Cody. Who else is helping with the finances?
Don't know on that one.
We know those three, correct?
Correct.
So I guess it's obvious who's going to be on which side. You have Cody with the Bucks, and then you have Omega with Gorillas.
That would make sense.
Where does Marty and Hangman go?
I think Marty should do his own thing.
I would think the Gorillas would be by themselves. Because they've already got a trio.
True.
And then you just put the other three together.
Well, I hope they had this all
Figured out.
and a nice thought process already.
But yeah, that's just just the main 5.
Okay, who wins, the Bucks or the Golden Lovers?
Golden Lovers.
Mm-hmm.
Golden Lovers?
Yes. 'Cause
How?
Pinfall.
Pinfall, clean. It'd be
Clean?
a clean match, yes.
I don't know about clean.
I think it'd be clean.
I think it would be a pinfall.
It'll be a clean pin, I think.
Let me throw this out there. What if Cody accidentally causes the Bucks to lose?
He comes out dressed as the bear.
Yeah.
Dressed as Barry.
Barry, what is it, drug free
That's
Barry
going
or
to
something?
that's going to throw another monkey wrench.
Did you guys get to watch Being the Elite?
No, I have not.
Not the newest one, no.
The newest one, oh my, there was a video. The title of it was Misdirection. And at the end, there was a video of Omega for the Bucks. And you can definitely tell it was edited. Hands down. And I forget, was it Matt or Nick? You can't tell them apart. But one was like, yeah, it's about time that, Kenny came clean about his true feelings. The other one's like, I don't know. That kind of, getting that, like, I don't know about this. This looks awful iffy if you ask me. And you got one brother saying, no, this is true. And one's like, yeah, I don't think so.
I'm excited for WrestleMania weekend, gentlemen. I'm excited for WrestleMania weekend.
Me too.
Because Supercard of Honor. We're going to get the match. We're going right. We're going to get Cody and Omega. And I'm not sure. I don't think the Bucks have a match yet.
Not yet.
But we know that's going to be the main event. We've got NXT. I mean, we're going to have a lot of great action.
And, guys, should we go ahead and announce it?
Well, we've came this far. We might as well.
Josh, you're the El Presidente here.
What are we announcing?
The weekend, what we're going to do.
The debut of the video?
Yes, that is correct.
Video podcast coming soon.
To a theater near you. June 19th, Batman Returns.
But yes, we have decided that that it's finally time to do video after what, 3 months now? This will be going on 3 months.
Something like that.
We're gonna start doing video. We finally got the funding to do it, guys.
Thanks to you all.
Thanks to you all, the fans. Total babyface move. No,
right here and on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thumbs up.
What do we got? 7 subscribers?
6 or 7.
7, I think. Last time I looked.
700.
No, we only have 7, Roy.
Oh well.
Nice try. But speaking of video, guys, are you ready for the HBO Andre the Giant documentary?
Yes, beyond ready.
What do you guys think?
Andre the Giant is... I said Vader was the greatest monster. I think it'd be between him and Andre.
I think Andre was the greatest big guy.
Yeah. Have you ever watched his old stuff?
Yes, I have.
He went to the top rope and done some drop kicks. That's crazy.
For him to be as tall as he was, it was crazy and revolutionary. But not only are we going to get a wrestling side of it, we're going to get a personal side of it. Because we really haven't experienced the personal side of...
We know the tragedy.
Stories. Yeah, we know the tragedy, but we don't know the personal stories.
Yeah.
Like I know we've seen in the trailer, Billy Crystal and Rob Reiner was in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about working with him in The Princess's Bride. And how they got to know him personally as a friend.
I didn't know Billy Crystal was in that movie.
Yes. Marvelous Mike? Is that his name?
I've never seen the movie.
Or you gotta be kidding me.
No.
Well,
You are the second person today to tell me that.
Cool.
I didn't know he was in the movie.
Baka. Anyways.
Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal was, I think it was Marvelous Mike or something like that.
Okay.
He's kind of like a witch or wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Helps him out.
Okay.
But yeah, he was in the movie.
I'm excited to listen to the stories. That's why I love the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Is all the stories you get to hear and...
favorite one, Freebirds. Hands down.
Well, that's a different subject for a different time.
I know.
But Andre, a character that was bigger than life, and we're finally going to get some personal stories. And one of my biggest things is Hulk Hogan being featured on WWE television during this. I mean, and he's on there a lot. It's not just, let's cut and show a little clip of Hogan. He's on there quite a bit during the whole trailer.
Yeah, he is.
And I like that.
Well, you got to think, him and Hogan worked matches not only for Mania or in AWA, but they worked matches together a lot.
Right, and if you go back and watch the old stuff with Andre and Hogan, it's not that good.
No.
And there was a lot of people thought, WrestleMania 3, oh boy, here we go. We've seen what Hogan and Andre can do, and thankfully it turned out a whole lot better.
Oh yeah.
But I'm excited for Andre for the documentary. But you know what I'm a little bit more excited for?
What?
The news that came out today.
What news?
Hulk Hogan could possibly be returning to the WWE. And
with
this is
an on-screen role.
Yes, with an on-screen role. And this is not some this may happen. It has to
be a hoax.
No. WWE actually sent out a statement.
What?
And this is from the WWE.
Oh, and you quote?
And I quote, "We have had discussions with Terry Bollea, a.k.a. Hulk Hogan, about how he can help others learn from his mistakes. However, he is not under any contract with WWE."
So what does this mean for him?
The last time the rumor came out that Hulk Hogan may return, WWE said we have not had any... we stand...
we stand with our corrective decision or something.
Basically, we are not going to go after Hulk Hogan. We stand by what we did, and we mean it. Now they're kind of backtracking and saying, we think he can help others.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and admit this. That way we can go ahead and have peace with this little rivalry me and you've been having.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan. What about the bullet?
Club?
Hulk Hogan can draw more than CM Punk.
Thank you. I didn't think it was that much of a
There was no
debate.
argument.
In ring ability, CM Punk hands down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we come to an agreement with that at least?
Yeah, we agree.
That was an agreement from the beginning.
Right.
Shake.
That was...
Shake on it?
Yeah, shaking. We're shaking, yeah. Everybody can see this at home. I know they can.
Yeah, I am present for the handshake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack Tunney over here. But Hulk Hogan, he needs to be in WWE as an ambassador for the WWE. He is the biggest legend that they could bring in. Ric Flair, heck of a worker, don't get me wrong.
Good legend.
Yeah, a great legend.
The king.
Hulk Hogan, just a little bit more.
So do you think this is probably a desperate attempt, speaking of WWE, with ratings?
I don't think ratings. I think...
Or draw?
I think crowd-wise, maybe.
Because you notice that their crowds have gotten a lot... Oh, except for Corbin, Kentucky. I mean, good Lord, that place was packed.
Right. But you can't go by that. You can't go
It's a
by
small arena,
the first pop of a small town.
True, but going to a bigger arena per se, it's dwindled down a lot. Past.
Let me ask you this: they're talking about bringing Hogan back to go to Raw or SmackDown. SmackDown. Okay.
Mr. America.
Is the plan already in place?
They need an authority figure.
Yes. Is that the plan?
Let me tell you something, brother. I think that is the plan.
I think so. I think it'd be a great plan.
And I know we released a video earlier on Periscope. Me and Josh have got our pro wrestling crate, and we came to an agreement to wear our Hogan shirts that we got for you.
Thank you.
To prove that you're all right.
Which I was in agreement with from the beginning.
Right.
Yes. Well, I'm doing it to prove that you're right, and Josh is doing it for support. And coincidentally, you're wearing your Hulk Hogan. What is it?
My Hulk Hogan Beach Shop T-shirt I got in Orlando, Florida, at the Hulk Hogan Beach Shop. You can visit on iDrive.
We're not getting paid
Tell him
to say that. So.
I don't care. It's the Hulk Hogan. Tell him Roy sent you, brother.
Is that shop really cool?
Oh, it's awesome. You need to, if you ever go. It's worth it.
Florida. I don't like Florida.
Well, I'm sorry, but I mean,
I heard they were very competitive pricing.
Oh yeah, very competitive.
So can you heckle with them for a while?
No.
Okay.
I mean, they have a lot of nice memorabilia in there. If you're a wrestling fan, especially if you're a Hulk Hogan fan,
like yourself,
yeah, you will love it. Go.
Ooh.
I mean, they don't charge you anything to look at the stuff.
Now, what do you think if? What do you guys think if WWE? I don't know if they have or not. Have they? Correct me if I'm wrong. Open a museum.
I thought there was talks of the physical Hall of Fame.
I thought it was supposed to be in Orlando.
What will it be in Orlando?
It would make sense.
I would think Stamford, Connecticut.
No, you put it. Now, who in their right mind? We're a family of 4. You can go to Orlando, Florida. Sunny, warm, most of the time.
Most of the time. Hurricane seasons.
Hour and a half away from the beach.
True.
Disney World, Universal, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens.
Busch Gardens is in Tampa.
Well, it's not that far of a drive,
Is
right?
it not?
I think so.
know.
I think
We're in
Busch is.
Kentucky, not Florida, so we don't know.
I mean, I've been there a couple times, but I don't recall
But
the distance.
my point is, would you rather go there or go to cold, gloom and doom Stamford, Connecticut?
But Titan Tower.
Oh yeah, you might see it from the interstate. They're not going to let you in.
We will get in there. We'll see who is creative, and we will hold them hostage.
Oh yeah, that's something to say. In this day and time.
That was joking, guys. Joking.
I want no part of this.
Yeah, that came from Will.
Next thing you go and say is my address.
His social security number is.
Right.
And his phone number is this.
But like the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame, you can't call it the celebrity wing unless you have a building, right?
Right.
It's just the celebrity list right now.
So you put in Orlando?
Yeah, because that's a heck of a tourist destination.
True. So what is this? Is Florida basically a wrestling state like Tennessee?
I don't think so. I think used to, yes.
Yeah, Florida.
The territory, yeah. Well, even before then, man, you had the Florida wrestling circuit
with the Briscoes, correct?
Yeah, you had Henning.
Not them boys, but
yeah, Briscoe brothers.
Yeah, the original Briscoe brothers.
Right, and you Henning came through there. I mean, you had all these.
Paul Heyman came through there.
Yeah, Rick Rude was there.
Dusty Rhodes.
Right, Dusty. I mean,
Rick.
All the major players of yesteryear were there.
Basically, anyone who was in early NWA, WCW was in.
But I'm not even going by that. I'm going by tourist destinations. If you go to Orlando, you are probably more than likely a family who is wanting to tour. If you go to, let's say, Las Vegas, you're going to most likely going to gamble.
Right.
If you go to New York, yeah, you're going to tour, but New York is not the place
For tourists, trust me,
this.
it's not. I've been there.
The most logical place right now would be Orlando, Florida, for a actual Hall of Fame.
That would be pretty cool.
And something else, you have Full Sail University down there, so you could put it pretty close to Full Sail, and you could even have like an interaction to where, if you pay admission to the Hall of Fame, you can walk by, not go inside where they do NXT, but have like maybe a big glass window to where you can see inside the training facilities of
that
NXT.
Would be pretty cool.
I mean, it's just...
Now, we were talking about Impact earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Or TNA, whatever you want to call them. I watched the Monsters Ball match with Abyss and what's the...
Congo Kong.
Thank you. And to see Abyss back with Sinister Minister...
James Mitchell.
Thank you. Father James Mitchell, get it right.
Oh, excuse me.
That's what he was in TNA.
You're out of here, Roy.
Yeah. Who did James Mitchell first manage?
It was a...
You're both out of here. Oh, come on.
I'm an ECW fan and I should know this.
No. It's WCW.
Really?
Yes.
I know who he managed in ECW.
Who did he manage in WCW?
I don't know.
First time we saw him on network television. Don't look at him.
Who was it? Tell
Mortis.
us. What?
Mortis.
Really?
Yes.
I never did.
I was
know
going to
that.
guess that.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, you were just...
No, I bet your bet.
I was breathing in the air that I was going to use to excel the word.
Sure he was.
Mortis and Raph.
Yeah, I gotta watch WCW again, bud.
It's good. They
But-
took on Glacier.
God,
It's good stuff. Come on.
So terrible.
Mortal
Oh,
Kombat.
yeah. It's bad stuff, but let's turn on the WWE and we'll watch Isaac Yankem.
Hey, it was better than Fake Diesel.
I mean, come on. You gotta... If you say that's bad, you got to... If you say that part of WCW is bad, you gotta say this part of WWE is pretty bad too.
Good point. But I was kind of hyped for it. Seeing that. Hey, Old Abyss is back. We get to watch the old school Monster Abyss back when TNA first opened the doors.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Monsters Ball match. It was
TNA was good back in that day.
It was
back in 2000s, early 2000s, early 2000s.
Early mid.
Excuse me.
Early mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Then I watched that Monsters Ball match. You watched it too, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
It was lackluster to say the least. I would rather watch paint dry than watch that again. My God,
It was like a book.
it was terrible.
If you've seen the past couple Monsters Balls, it was pretty much the exact same.
Let me tell you how bad it was. I'd rather watch Victory Road with Jeff Hardy versus Sting.
Okay.
That's how bad it was.
See, this is the problem I have with these matches. Hell in a Cell, obviously the Monsters Ball. You can see that one crazy move. Mick Foley going off the top of the cell. You can see that, but you have to replicate that every other match.
Okay, yes.
And it has to be better. Just like Shane McMahon falling off the cell. You have to do something different every time.
They did nothing different in this match.
They didn't do anything different.
Abyss gets the black bag out from under the ring, thumbtacks. Congo Kong flips it around, puts Abyss through the tacks. And then there's a spot outside where Abyss is backing up Congo Kong. And he backs into James Mitchell holding Janice, which is his 2x4 with nails on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Abyss throws Congo Kong back in the ring, gets a hold of Janice, swings it, and misses Congo Kong. Just the same, all these spots that we've seen thousands and thousands of times.
Let me ask you if he Abyss swung at Congo Kong with the 2x4
Yes.
and missed.
Yep.
Did he hit him in the eye?
No, I think Abyss is a little more professional.
Okay. Okay, who was at the end of the match? Was it the finish?
The finish was was it splash off the top rope by Congo Kong?
Yeah, it was splash on top rope with the best being on a barbed wire covered.
Yeah. Piece of plywood.
Whatever.
Is Kong? Is he a big guy?
He's a big
He's a
guy.
big boy.
Okay. Who? Do we know who the booker is for Impact?
I don't know, but
I think it's
I love you.
No,
it's not.
it's freaking Coulter.
Zeb Colt?
Yes, it's
Oh man.
Yeah, what was it? Dutch Mantel.
Yeah,
that's
Dutch.
Dirty
Really?
Dutch. Yeah, I think
Dutch
he's
would
part
book
of it.
that. Was this a talent made match? You think?
Maybe. I just don't. But here's what I think. I'm calling it this year is the last year of Impact Wrestling. If they don't pull anything off, they might as well dwindle. This is a star that's been fading since Hogan arrived. No offense.
Yes, the creative consultant producer is Dutch Mantel.
Okay. Who does TNA have right now?
That's going over? Absolutely.
No. Who's their main draw? Johnny Nitro?
It's
Johnny Impact.
Austin Aries and Alberto Del Rio, right?
As of now, yes.
Is your two main guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, Austin Aries is on Ring of Honor.
Yeah, he's on Ring of Honor. I think he's getting away from Impact.
He's got 4 belts right now.
Yeah.
I just
Crazy.
I just don't see Impact staying open too long because it irks me to see. I mean, I would love for them to have their doors open, but they yet again got rid of the 6-sided ring, which I was saying, that was cool. They did that again, but the next week, as soon as I said that, they got rid of the 6-sided ring.
Oh, wow. He
That's
is a
Congo
big guy.
Kong. Yeah.
Huh. It kind of puts me in mind of Haku
Yeah.
a little
he
bit.
does, yeah.
Like a mix between Haku and the Barbarian. Just fat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's. I shake my head every time at it because from what it was at one point in time, dude, they were so close to being on WWE's level, so close.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't go that far.
They were close.
I would say Ring of Honor. On Ring of Honor's level.
I think they were a little bit beyond Ring of Honor.
No.
Because they.
The only thing different, Ring of Honor didn't really have a TV deal.
I wish Ring of Honor would get a better TV deal.
I wish TNA would get. I mean, we could argue this all night long. But what does TNA have to? What do they have to offer? Right now, to me, they don't have nothing.
They don't, to be honest with you.
I mean, I don't want to see Johnny and Nitro.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like. He couldn't get over in WWE.
True.
I mean, he was part of Eminem. That was a good tag team.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of messed that up. I just don't. I don't know. I don't want to see Austin Aries and Alberto Del Rio.
No, get it right. Alberto Del Patron.
Who cares?
From what I heard though,
The Mexican aristocrat.
From what I heard though, Vince is trying to get him back.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
those.
we talked about this on a previous podcast.
So, I don't want a wrestling promotion to close its doors.
Because that's one less work.
Right. But if it has to, I guess TNA would be my choice.
Here's what I have to say. TNA is like that bad indie show that got a TV deal. Well, some recognition, but doesn't deserve recognition. If that makes sense.
Okay.
There's far better independent shows that deserve more than what TNA has.
I guess we'll just see in the coming weeks and months how it goes.
Well, it kills me to see it dwindle like this. It really does. Just like how, kind of like how WCW doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you as a fan of WCW was like, man, this is what it's going to result to. This is what it boils down to. Then Bischoff said, hey, I have a chance to save it. And people were like, yeah, all right. Then, of course, that wasn't the case. Investors backed down. He couldn't get into it. Which I think if someone was smart enough and did that with Impact, there's a saving grace with it. But nobody's going to touch it. Because of the rep they have. It has now. Not what it used to be, but now. I mean, for crying out loud, I think the smoking gun is Jeff Jarrett being Hall of Fame.
We talked on this podcast on a previous episode about talent. WWE has a lot of talent right now on their roster.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys feel as if maybe we just talked about who Impact had, and we couldn't think of a lot? Do you feel like WWE is maybe putting a clamp on talent, trying to hire talent so they can't go somewhere else?
Yes,
absolutely, because they're scared. Because if they don't hire anybody like an Indy Darling,
I don't think they're scared. I think they're smart. Because you have so much television and network broadcasting that you need to fill. They have to put new talent on those.
But how are they going to fill it, Roy, with a overloaded roster when you're just going to use the same people over and over again?
I think after Mania, you're going to see a different programming with WWE. I think you're actually going to see a different... I think they're going to redo the women's division. I foresee that.
I'm tired of seeing... I'm not...
I foresee them bringing... doing something different with the tag team.
That's what I want to see.
You've got NXT. Right now, if... After they do these call-ups, you're going to have to bring in more talent. Because I go back to when Finn Balor and Kevin Owens and who was it? Who else came over?
Same.
About that same time. Bayley, the Revival, American Alpha. When all those came over from NXT, you had two people. You had Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
NXT was in a slump for about a year.
Then enter.
And then
Johnny Gargano.
Now we're getting. We got DIY. We got the Sanity. Adam Cole.
Baby.
Bobby Roode. Or not Bobby Roode, but
Bobby Fish.
Bobby Fish. I'm sorry, Bobby Roode.
You had Bobby
We've got all these indie stars.
Absolutely.
Now they're in NXT, and NXT is back to where it used to be. Look at... Here's a better description.
War Games helped that. I'm just going to go ahead and say that.
Look at the women's division in NXT. When Bayley left, when Alexa left, you had nobody. And now you've got... You're back. You're back. You've got Ember Moon. You've got Billie Kay. Peyton Royce.
But that's going to stop once they do a call.
Shayna Baszler. Kairi Sane.
Now, with call-ups.
Dakota Kai?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the girl we saw in Knoxville?
Oh, Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Belair.
Bianca Belair. Thank you.
I mean,
well, speaking
Johnny Gargano's Candice LeRae.
LeRae. But what do you
Zelina Vega.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about call-ups being too soon? I feel like they're doing that too much.
You've got to call up to bring back in.
True. But I think they're doing it way too soon. Way too soon. Like Sanity, this year would be a year for them to call up.
Give it time.
We forgot Nikki Cross.
Yeah, Nikki Cross, man. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Nikki. Please forgive me.
Yeah, forgive me. I'm so sorry.
I synced her first.
Do you really want... We just shook hands in a truce. You really want to do this over Nikki?
That was over Hogan. I'll go to war for Nikki.
Let's wrap this up before war starts.
But give it time. there's big things ahead for the WWE. Big things. It's going to be glorious.
So you don't think WWE's closing doors soon?
Oh, Lord, no.
No.
Why would they?
A lot of people are speculating it.
What? I've never heard that.
You'd be surprised.
They're stupid.
I haven't heard that at all.
Wrestlemania being one of them.
Who?
It's a YouTuber.
Oh.
He said in the next 10 to 20 years, WWE will be no more.
No. WWE will be here long after we're gone.
Oh, yeah.
There will always be a WWE.
My grandchildren will see WWE.
Your great-great-great-grandchildren will see WWE, my friend. WWE will be here. They will be the flagship bearer for all sports entertainment.
Speaking of which, because I agree with you. I disagree that it's going away soon. It's not. Because whenever we went to NXT and whenever I went to SmackDown, I watched the younger kids. That sounds very, very wrong. But I was paying attention to them, see how the reaction is, see what the next generation of wrestling was. My God, man, they're probably as hardcore, if not more hardcore fans than we are. And seeing that makes me happy because that knows the spirit of professional wrestling is not going to die anytime soon.
If anyone believes that the WWE will be gone within the next 10 years...
Yeah. Is an idiot?
Yeah, a stupid idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid idiot! Did they just make the list?
Yeah. I mean, come on. Listen, I'm not even going to talk about this anymore because it's stupid.
I know, but
I'm done with that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and end this thing.
all right.
So next week, dream matches.
Oh, what we going
The
It's gonna
dream
be
card.
interesting.
Yes, I cannot wait. I
So-
came up with this idea, and I talked to Josh about it.
Of course.
And I said, "Hey, I've got this idea for a podcast. What do you think?" And he's like, "I love it." And this has been almost a month in the making,
Mm-hmm.
and here we are, a week away. I can't wait. I wish it was next
excited.
week.
And guys, I'd like to apologize for my absence.
All right, things happen. We're
Yeah.
glad to have you back.
I wanted to take a little time with family and some time with some other friends. And we just wanted to do it last week, but this one over here was trying to fall asleep, which I could totally understand because you were teaching a class. But
And I was waiting on a certain video to be released.
yes, everything at home's good, so I'm gonna be back full time.
Wonderful.
And speaking of home, coincidentally, that's where we're doing WrestleMania weekend at, correct?
As of right now, yes.
Yeah, we're still in talks about it, but
Yeah.
as of right now, it's what it's looking like.
Makes sense. Got Wi-Fi.
Right. But next week, our dream WrestleMania card.
It's going to be good.
Yes.
It's going to be a can't miss.
Y'all
So the rules,
have to-
gentlemen.
have to join us next week for this because I think you will like this, and we want to know what your dream WrestleMania card would be.
Mm-hmm.
If there's something you like from ours, use it. Tell us, hey, we like that. If there's something that you would do a little different, tell us also.
We're
we-
very interested.
Yeah.
And guys, we don't hesitate on feedback. We
No.
don't care for criticism. We don't care for, hey, you guys are doing a good job, or hey, you guys are doing crappy. We don't care.
Yeah, tell us we
want your-
suck.
Yeah.
Tell us
Good, bad, ugly, tell us.
yeah.
We know
don't
Will's
care.
ugly.
And don't forget, we're trying our best to get more out there. Going to try to do Interscope videos. Which sounds like a video.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's something
It's
called.
something different.
It's different from video. It's gonna be a lot different from video.
So, what's the rules?
Rules are fair game.
Fair game.
Living or deceased.
Okay.
Has to have
Has
at
to at
least
least
had one match in the
televised.
WWE/WWF.
Okay.
Televised.
We're going televised?
We're going televised.
Apparently we're going televised.
Oh, we're not going televised?
I didn't think we were.
Oh,
I thought we had decided
Well, I mean,
earlier.
that's not really
fair. Okay, yeah.
that's not really an issue though.
Okay. We'll go non-televised. How about that? Will that be better for you, Josh?
That doesn't change my card either way.
Right. I'm good.
It might add like 2 superstars to it, but I don't think that even
The only
they
thing
would
that
even
would-
make the list.
The only thing that would hurt is like Bruno Sammartino and that era because you
Yeah.
didn't have a lot on television.
But they were.
But yeah, that doesn't affect me at all. So yeah, television's fine.
And again, guys, we love feedback. We like to hear from you. We'd like to thank for everyone that has subscribed to our channel so far.
Yeah, thank you.
And don't forget, we're going to start doing videos. I'm doing Mondays definitely for Monday Night Raw review live on Interscope, which would be Periscope, whatever, which would be on connection to Twitter. And I got we have a YouTube channel. We're gonna have it probably getting up and running with videos. I want to shoot.
This will be on our YouTube channel.
Well, I want to shoot actual live video.
Yeah. Also, our Twitter links are in the bio down below, or in the description down below.
Give us a follow, and we'll follow you back.
And guys, if you don't mind, I want to give a shout out to the boys.
The floor is yours.
Boys, again, if don't know workout, on Twitter, I think we look pretty darn good together in that post. But I like to say congratulations to you guys. Coming from a small town wrestling in Jellicoe, Tennessee, Roy, you yourself has witnessed them when they just first starting out. Now they're in Ring of Honor doing their thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is really cool. If I'm not mistaken, they're going for the tag titles pretty soon. Rumors going around.
I'm not sure about that, but it's cool to know that, hey, when I was an announcer for the little show in Jellicoe, the Tate twins came through. I got to call them out to the ring. Just the small things.
And I remember being that short, little chubby fat kid with a broken arm. They came up. I was like, "Can you sign this?" And they signed it.
Yeah.
As if, okay. And to see them now and to actually meet them again and tell them that story and then be like, wow, you remember that? Absolutely. I followed you guys. I didn't believe it was you at first, but yeah, I followed you guys. They're like, well, thank you. And they did give me a shout out back on Twitter. And I just want to give them a shout out on the podcast and say thank you.
Yeah.
You guys keep doing what you're doing. Keep living your dream. Don't let nobody stop you. And that goes for anyone.
Right.
I mean, we can't really wrestle, but we can talk about wrestling.
Right. That's the good thing about wrestling. It doesn't matter who you are, what culture you are, what race you are, what sexual preference you are. We can all bond on wrestling.
Absolutely.
100% agreed.
Friend,
and that is the greatest thing that I can think of about wrestling, is that anyone can talk about it, and you don't really have to be in the know to talk about it.
I mean, hey,
watch a match. Tell me what you think. I can tell you what I think.
I can tell you why you're wrong in thinking that.
Right, hello.
That's what Josh loves to do, guys.
It's like 3 a.m. here, so I mean, I'm kind of
yeah, we're like whoo.
But yeah, that's why I love wrestling. And yeah, big shout out to the boys. Hope to meet them again sometime soon in the near future.
Might be sooner than what we think.
Right. But is there anything else we need to discuss before we get out of here?
Wraps it up. We'll catch you guys next week.
We sure will.
The, fantasy booking. We know that's going to be a good one.
Can't wait.
See you later, and again, thank you.
Y'all have a good week.
See ya.